South Carolina equestrian team did not win the SEC championship, but the Gamecocks proceeded to beat 3 conference champions, count them 3, in 36 hours on their way to an NCEA national title. And the South Carolina Gamecocks ran away with the National Collegiate Equestrian Association National Championship. And now we get to welcome in the National Championship winning head coach, Boo Major. Thank you so much for joining us, making that trip down here to Charlotte.
Thank you so much.
Let's talk about exactly how your team won the national title. You entered SECs with the number 2 seed, but went 0-2 in that tournament, but flipped things around to win the national championship.
Yeah, we had a very poor outing at the SEC championship. It was one of those things where we went in and thought, yeah, we can win this, and we just went in and were very flat, and it just wasn't going to be. And we had a big meeting the day after the SEC championship and really talked about things and what happened and what were we going to do to turn things around. And it was a very long meeting, but we had some attitude and some attitude adjustment and a lot of just trying to work harder and being more of a team. And those girls just put their minds to getting the job done. And the last 2 or 3 weeks of practice before the championship was fabulous. And you know, we had a really good feeling about getting in there and being able to win it all.
Hey, we saw you getting that ice bath there. It looked a little shocked. I've seen the pictures everywhere. Yeah. The video is a little bit better.
The video is definitely better.
Okay, let's talk a little bit more about equestrian itself. I understand that there's 2 different styles, the hunt seat and the Western, and what would be the difference between those 2?
Well, if you were just looking at it, the difference is really basically the saddles. The Western saddles are used for long-range riding, whereas the hunt seat saddles are used more for going places very quickly. I think when you look at it a little bit further, the horses are different. They're trained differently. The Western horses are a little bit smaller. The hunt seat horses are a lot bigger. They move differently. They react differently. And, you know, so there are a lot of differences, but they're still trying to achieve the same thing.
Okay, well, here's one example of a hunt seat, and what exactly are we looking at here?
Well, this is one of our riders doing the flat in the championship round. The flat, equitation on the flat is really it's kind of like figure skating, where the girls are given a prescribed pattern ahead of time, and they have to go ahead and get on a horse that they're unfamiliar with and show how well that horse can do the job.
Now we're talking about equitation over fences. So what are the girls being judged on here?
They're judged on how well they can accurately place the horse to each fence. If it looks like it's easy, then they're doing their job. They are given, again, horses they're unfamiliar with, and they go out there and get the job done.
And the second thing that we see is the Western style, and there's horsemanship and also reining. So what is the difference between those 2 events?
Well, horsemanship is very similar to equitation on the flat, that those girls are, they are given a pattern ahead of time. It has to be very precise. And they have to have a certain position and hold that position the whole time while they're doing the pattern, and make very few, if any, mistakes in order to come out with a good score.
Now, reining is one of my favorites because we get to see the spin at the end. There's a lot of great moves, and here it is right now. What are we looking at here?
Yeah, this is Layla Choate and Cody McMillian getting out there and getting the job done. That horse is spinning. They go very fast. They do sliding stops, as you see there. They turn around, and it's really a very exciting sport to watch, and it's a lot of fun to get out there and cheer them on. It's the one time in equestrian sports, most of the time they want you to be pretty quiet, and when they get into reining, it's all about hooping and hollering and trying to just egg that rider on to get the best score she possibly can.
Now, a member of the SEC has won the national championship since the beginning of equestrian being recognized as this collegiate sport. So what does that mean about the conference as a whole?
Well, this conference is extremely competitive, and you know, we are always we're competing with the Big 12 and a lot of other schools in the country, and I think that we are constantly beating each other up, you know, because we do a home and an away meet with Auburn and Georgia and Texas A&M, and so when we get out there, when we get to our national championship, we almost feel like we've done a national championship before we get there, being the SECs being our kind of precursor to the national championship. So it's very exciting, but it's very rewarding to be in the SEC, and all the support that we get has just been fantastic.
Now, you've been at South Carolina for 18 seasons, but when you started, there was only one other team participating in equestrian in college. So how has this sport grown since you've been at South Carolina?
Well, I think when you're looking at, there was a club team, IHS, Intercollegiate Horse Show Association group that was there, and that's who we got started with. But then we were able to branch off and create this, the National Collegiate Equestrian Association. So it has grown tremendously. I think that, you know, if you look back, we laugh that when we first started, the girls got really excited if we gave them a T-shirt, you know, and now they're competing in the SECs. They're, you know, we get to travel all over the country. They are getting great competition practices and great horses, and it's just fantastic. And, you know, they love every minute of it, and it's just getting bigger and better every year.
Well, congratulations again on winning a national title. Maybe we'll get up there sometimes. You and the girls can teach us how to ride horses.
You guys need to come, man. We are not far down the road. We are very close to you guys up here. Probably, I think we are the closest SEC team. So we will put the challenge out for you guys up here to come down and sit on a horse. We'd love to have you.
Well, always good to have a national champion in the house. Boo Major and the South Carolina Gamecocks, their third national title, goes down in the books for 2015.